Reminiscing, soaking up the sunny weather. Got me thinking summer made us feel much better. Birds were singing high above the clouds together. Let's get drinking, think we ought to get together.
Looking outside, the morning is dawn. Passes by, happy as pie. I stretch till I yawn. Young lads stagger by you from the night before. Glass side, 10 pints, you're feeling, yeah, I'm sure. And look at the door, there's a time to get up, a time to get out. Everyone's outside of my local free house. I make my way to the bookies, yeah, I'm walking through town. I stop at the corner shop for a Mars paper per pound. Sound, I'll get before I leg it. I don't forget it, top up the phone with £10 of credit. The job centre's open, yeah, but nobody's in it. Get all the gyros are now done by direct debit.
Reminiscing, soaking up the sunny weather. Got me thinking summer made us feel much better. Birds were singing high above the clouds together. Let's get drinking, think we ought to get together. Reminiscing, I know why. Got me thinking, I know why. Birds are singing, I know why. Let's get drinking, I know why.
Through the park, there's no teens to be seen. They're all terrorising the streets and the elderly. Apparently they call themselves bad boy MCs. Yeah, what a bunch of bloody idiots if you're asking me. Pop in the market, mum wanted some fruit. A pound for this, a pound for that. I want one of them too. The bird serving me looks cute, but not my cup of tea. A nice review, so very plain to see. Yeah, saying goodbye to the morning mist. The old boys are half cut, they're not quite pissed. They're telling old war stories about the blitz. They're down the working men's club for the pub and the quiz.
Reminiscing, soaking up the sunny weather. Got me thinking summer made us feel much better. Birds were singing high above the clouds together. Let's get drinking, think we ought to get together. Reminiscing, I know why. Got me thinking, I know why. Birds are singing, I know why. Let's get drinking, I know why.
Looking at the bluebirds and the bluebells. Don't stop me, cause I'm 2/3 of the way there. Walked past the chemist next to the old fire station that got burnt down. These are the days dossing around town with the lads. No council tax, no water bills. Safe at home with mum and dad and me little bro. Now he was doing what I was doing about 4 or 5 years ago. Working all week and blowing every penny all in one go. Getting the bookies, yeah, time for a flutter. The punters are ratting about like 10 to the dozen. Get us a cuppa, the money's on a love runner. Let's hope this time he don't slip and fall under. See, I'm out tonight, yeah, I need some new clobber. Let's pop in here and have a butch. Let's go spend some dollar, yeah, he's a enchanted crook, a daylight robber. Have a look at the price, mate, I don't think I'll bother. Now look, I ain't saying I'm skint, I ain't saying I'm tight, but would you pay $1.50 for a shirt and tie? Yeah, no, you wouldn't, mate. Nah, neither would I. So don't look at me like that. You're bleeding me dry.
Reminiscing, soaking up the sunny weather. Got me thinking summer made us feel much better. Birds were singing high above the clouds together. Let's get drinking, think we ought to get together. Reminiscing, soaking up the sunny weather. Got me thinking summer made us feel much better. Birds were singing high above the clouds together. Let's get drinking, think we ought to get together. Reminiscing, I know why. Got me thinking, I know why. Birds are singing, I know why. Let's get drinking, I know why.
Song number 3 on MSI. Let's go straight to Paul Miro. Paul, your thoughts on song number 3?
There's something about that I really like. It's very, very obviously English. When it first kicked into the verse, I did have that horrible sense of, oh no, not another Cockney song. But that aside, there was something very current about it that I think from the point, UK anyway, I mean, the UK is going to be the only place in the world that would get a track like that. The things that were being spoken about, I just see that being, if they are a band that plays live, the sort of track that will get them on the summer festivals sort of thing. Production-wise, it's got its limitations. I think there were some great ideas thrown in, going the double time and the kind of breakbeat move away from the reggae. I really liked that. It just needs doing a little bit more carefully. Some of the brass was a little bit questionable and threw it into the realms of madness that I think dated it a little bit. I kind of like the idea, but I just think it's just fine tuning. The reverbs were 10 bob and a pickled egg reverbs. It sounded a little bit cheap on that front. There were a lot of clumsy edits. That aside, I really liked it lyrically. I think harmonies need to be tighter. I think the whole arrangement needs to be perhaps a little bit more concise. I think there are some great ideas. Great quirky track. Quirky as I can never think of a synonym for quirky, but you know what I mean. It's slightly oddball. It's very esoteric from it being an English song. I think it made good festival music, and I really like the tongue-in-cheek delivery from the vocalist.
All right, great. I appreciate it, Paul. Let's go to Ian. Find Ian. Where you at, Ian? Over here.
I'm here. I'm here.
Let's go to Ian. Find out what he thinks. Ian.
Hello, Ian. Are you all right?
All right, Governor. What? Yeah, this is great, isn't it? You know, it's I love the feel, I love the groove, I love the reggae ska feel. It's got kind of madness back into it in a way, and I was a big fan of Madness when I was a kid. Like the horns.
Yeah, Our House.
Yeah, that's the one. My Girl's Mad at Me and all that sort of stuff. The horns were a lovely touch, and generally it's a very strong song, but the mix and some of the production lets it down. I didn't like the introduction of that sort of jungle beat coming in about sort of 3 minutes. That ruined it for me. You know, it had such a lovely groove to it that, yeah, it might have needed a bit of a change towards the end there with something else, but not that. That really did spoil it for me. And the mix was just so muddy. There was no clarity in it, especially on the high end. The bass was just taking up a lot of space. Without being sort of too overpowering, it was just taking up a lot of space and muddying the rest of the instruments. There was just no high-end clarity there. I think the production is generally strong besides them beats. That really did ruin it for me. But yeah, the vocal delivery, the tongue-in-cheek, the cynicism and the irony in the lyrics, it is a very British thing. And what I seriously suggest these guys do is get this recorded to a proper professional level, ready for next summer, because this could be a hit. It, you know, as Paul says, this would get them on the festival circuit and would probably get airplay.
All right, I appreciate that. Let's go to Tom. Find out what Tom thought. Tom, your thoughts on number 3?
I like this. It was quirky. It reminded me of that song by Madness, Our House, with all our friends and blah, 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 and had the horns in it, which was an interesting twist. Yeah, the mix. The bottom end was present, but the mid and high was just sort of like you were running out of paint. It didn't carry the weight that the bottom had. This with a very I would say like a 24-hour to 30-hour long mix with some overdubs on it, and this thing would be sparkling radio ready. As it is now, it's a strong demo, and I think the tongue-in-cheek could have been done a little better. It may have been a one take, and you know, you never know what restrictions groups are working under.
You're not British, you didn't understand.
I very rarely understand you, Ian.
It was too dry for you, Tom.
No, but I think the delivery just could have been, you know, there's a performance, it doesn't matter what language it is or what they're talking about. I think a better performance could have been brought out of the vocalist. And overall, you know, it had nice changes. I liked the vocal interplay. The vocal pieces were a little sloppy, but very interesting and well done, arrangement-wise. performance-wise, like I said, that might be one of the things you might want to redo. This is one song that brings me back to the days where you would have the producer there, the group there, and you would have the engineer there, and everybody would get their fingers into saying, well, this should be better and this should be stronger, and you could use that group therapy type of thing to just bring it up a notch. This out of all of them had the most chance with the least amount of added production. There's always room for added production. Ask any producer. And I'm a producer, and a song is never done even after they pay for it. But I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I think there's a lot to be said for it. It was done very creatively.
All right, appreciate that, Tom. Want to remind everybody, or at least let you know, our guest next week is Dave Carrera. He's from Carrera Drums. We certainly hope you tune in for that. Also want to let you know before we introduce song number 3 that on the 30th of October, we will be on a down day. We will not be broadcasting that day live, but we'll be back live hopefully that following week. Do want to let you know.
We might run a recorded show if they're lucky.
That's very true. We may do that. But to introduce the song to you, song number 3, it's called Sunny Weather by Ricky Charles. Sunny Weather, again, by Ricky Charles. Thanks for submitting that into MSI. And guys, you have the task now, as you do every week on MSI, of selecting a song of the week of the 3 you just heard. So I'll leave you to it. Discuss it and figure it out.
Discuss.
Well, for nothing else, I'd say song number 3 because it's talking in a real kind of ironic way about the state of the UK, but using a 4-syllable adjective. Reminiscing. I think if anyone could spell that left in the UK now, it's got to be a winner just for using that.
And I think, seeing as our cause today is Occupy MSI, and we could do with an anthem for that, I think I've got to go with number 3 as well. Really nice to see a show where all the songs have kind of got a common theme running through them, sort of in production and style, something we haven't had before. So very interesting to see how we've worked this one out. But number 3 is the strongest song.
And I would have to agree, although the theme of the day is ho-hum. Nothing really spoke to me and stuff. Number 3 was just done the best and was absolutely the most interesting of them. And I think, as I said earlier, needs the least amount of work. The other 1 and 2 are all possible radio plays, but they really have to go back in the studios and work on them. And, all of these are done by very creative people. They were all creative songs, but number 3 just took the edge, even if I didn't understand the bloody thing they were saying.
It's the way it works sometimes. All right, guys, thank you so much for your panelistship. I don't know what they call that.
All the chat room is saying number 3 as well, which is nice to see they're agreeing with us.
There you go.
That's very true, and I apologize. I had to shut the chat room window down after the system froze up, so I'm not able to see that. But
it's all their fault.
Excellent. Paul, know you're a busy man. I'm sure. Do you have a gig tonight?
No gig tonight. I'm doing some vocal editing tonight. So, wonderful.
So where can people see you next? Is there a schedule on your website?
Yeah, the schedule's all up on paulmiro.com on the gig page. I've got, I think, 4 shows next week. And I think for the week after, I'm not quite sure about that. I know I've got 4 next week. And the gigs get updated on a daily basis. So anyone wanting to see me, just check out my site.
All right, paulmiro.com. And again, we appreciate you being with us, Paul. Hope to have you back again soon.
Absolutely.
I have a question
Sure.
for
Go
Paul.
ahead, Tom.
Paul,
Yeah.
for the first time in a long time, the AES convention is back in New York. Do you
Right.
ever go to any of those conventions?
No, but when I get the chance or I've got a reason for being there, but I go to Meedam sometimes. But it all depends on what I think I'm going to be able to get out of it. But when is the AAS?
It's the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of October.
Oh, right,
And
okay.
I love going to those things. It's like, I got to get me a power electric, wheelchair so I can get dashed through it and just, drive like you
Right.
drive. See the bodies.
Yeah,
and
drive
the
like,
expo.
yeah, exactly. I just run over people.
I'm
It's
going to get a
easier.
T-shirt made up saying I drive like Paul Miro.
Run!
That would be brilliant. I want one
But
too,
if
by
you
the
did, no one would ever see it because you'd be driving too fast.
way. That's true. See it in court. You'd see it in court. There you go. All right. Paul,
If
thanks
you
for being
can
with us.
see this, I'm not driving fast enough.
That's right.
Exactly.
Paul, thanks for being with us. Ian, Tom, thanks
More
to
than
you
welcome.
as well. Everyone in the audience, we hope you join us again next week. Again, Dave Carrera going to be our guest panelist. Look forward to seeing you then.